Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. Today we are going to start our syllabus, that subject Introduction to Mains. So from that first chapter we are going to see, that is Introduction to Mains. But before to start the syllabus, we are going to follow the course objective. So let us see the course objectives. The objective of this course is to make students to gain basic knowledge on overview of MEMS. So MEMS, that is micro electromechanical system, and various fabrication techniques. Then next, the second objective of our course, this enables them to design, analysis, fabrication and testing the MEMS based components, and to introduce the student various opportunities in the emerging field of MEMS. And third objective of our course is the student to study applications of microsensors and microactuators, various MEMS fabrications technology, MEMS specific design issues and constraint dynamics and modeling of microsystems, getting access to fabrication and testing in academia and industry. So these are our course objectives. So next, after the completion of this course, so what are the outcomes? So student will able to appreciate the underlying working principle of MEMS and MEMS devices and design and model MEMS devices. So these are nothing but our outcomes. So after completion of this course, student will able to work with MEMS devices as well as they can design the MEMS devices. So in our first chapter, so chapter is Introduction to MEMS. So today's session outline is introduction. Then we are going to see in deep what is MEMS, and then history, and then application of this MEMS. So these are the four content from the first chapter we are going to see in this first chapter. For this subject, the 100 marks theory is there. So for the MEMS, the wattage is 100 marks. So 20 marks for the CA1, CA2 combinedly. Then midterm test 20 marks, and after that main theory, that is end-term examination is for the 60 marks. So total the 100 marks wattage for our introduction to MEMS. So let us see the chapter content for the first chapter, Introduction to MEMS. So previously we have seen the basic concepts for the MEMS. So now again we are going to summarize that in the introduction. So MEMS is nothing but the emerging field of micro electromechanical system. So MEMS is a process technology used to create teeny integrated devices or systems that combine mechanical and electrical components. So MEMS is the process technology which is used to create teeny integrated devices or the systems which is nothing but the combination of mechanical and electrical components. So they are fabricated using integrated circuit batch processing techniques. So it's a range in a size from a few micrometer to millimeters. So these devices have the ability to sense, control and actuate on the micro scale and generate effects on the micro scale. So that's why it is known as the micro electromechanical systems. So these MEMS are interdisciplinary in nature because this utilize the design from the engineering and manufacturing expertise from a wide and diverse range of technical areas. So including that IC fabrication, that is integrated circuit fabrication technology, mechanical engineering, materials science, electrical engineering, chemistry and chemical engineering. So as well as fluid engineering, optics, instrumentation and packaging. So these mains is related to the interdisciplinary. So from the different areas we can integrate that to fabricate that is nothing but the mains device. So current mains device include accelerometers for airbag sensor, inkjet printer head, computer disk drive, read write head, projection display chips, blood pressure sensor, optical switches, micro valves, biosensors, and many other products that are all manufactured and shipped in high commercial volumes. So if you see, there are various applications in wide range of variety. Then let us see what is mean by mains. So mains is microelectromechanical system is a process technology used to create tiny integrated devices or systems that combine mechanical and electrical components. So they are fabricated using integrated circuits, IC batch processing techniques and can range in size from a few micrometers to millimeters. So these devices or systems have the ability to sense, control and actuate on the micro scale and generate effects on micro scales. So while the device electronics are fabricated using computer chip IC technology, so the micromechanical components are fabricated by sophisticated manipulation of silicon and other substrate using micromachining process. So the process such as bulk and surface micromachining as well as high aspect ratio micromachining, that is HARM, selectively remove parts of the silicon or add additional structural layers to form the mechanical and electromechanical components. So while integrating circuits are designed to exploit the electrical properties of silicon, mains takes advantage of either silicon's mechanical properties or both its electrical and mechanical properties combinedly, and after that it will generate the integrated circuit, which is batch fabricated MEMS device or system. Then most of the MEMS consist of mechanical microstructure, microsensors, microactuators and microelectronics. So these all integrated onto the same chip. So in figure shows that the schematic illustration of the MEMS component, that is microsensors, microactuators, microstructures and microelectronics. So microsensor detects changes in the system environment by measuring mechanical, thermal, magnetic, chemical or electromagnetic information or phenomena. So microelectronics process this information and signal the microactuators to react and create some form of changes to the environment. So just like this figure, all are work together in hand to hand. Okay. So microsensors sense the whatever environmental conditions, then microelectronics will process that signal, and this microactuators according to that it will react on that. So this is nothing but the MEMS functioning. So let us see, these are the MEMS examples. So if you see the figure A, that is silicon motor together with a strand of human hair. So its width is 50 micrometer. Then in figure B, It shows that the legs of spider might standing on gears from a micro engine. So these are nothing but very small as compared to that the legs of spider. So that is 20 micrometer. So this much micro minimization is done in MEMS system. Then there are some advantages of the MEMS. So we know that MEMS is interdisciplinary in nature. So MEMS technology and its micro machining techniques as well as its diversity of applications has resulted in an unprecedented range of devices and synergies across previously unrelated fields. For example, biology and microelectronics. Then secondly, MEMS with its batch fabrication technique enables components and devices to be manufactured with increased performance and reliability. So combined with the obvious advantages of reduced physical size, volume, weight and cost. So thirdly, MEMS provides the basic for the manufacture of products that cannot be made by other makers. So these are the three distinct advantages of MEMS. First is the interdisciplinary nature, then batch fabrication technique, as well as the manufactured product cannot made by the other methods. So that's why these are the advantages of MEMS. Then there are most important parts in MEMS, that is MEMS transducers, MEMS sensors and MEMS actuators. So first we are going to see what is the MEMS transducer done in the MEMS device or in a system. So we know that transducer is nothing but the which will convert that one energy form into the another. So here is also transducer is a device that transforms one form of signal or energy into other form. So the term transducer can therefore be used to include both. It will include both sensors and actuators and is the most generic and widely used term in a MEMS. Then MEMS sensors. So sensor will sense the outer environmental. Okay, so here a sensor is a device that measures information from a surrounding environment and provides an electrical output signal. In response to the parameter is measured. Over the year, this information has been categorized in terms of type of energy domains, but MEMS devices generally overlap several domains or do not even belong in any one category. So these energy domains include mechanical, that is force, pressure, velocity, acceleration, position, then thermal energy, temperature, entropy, heat flow, then chemical, that is concentration, composition, reaction rate, and then radiant, that is electromagnetic wave intensity, phase wavelength, polarization, reflectance, refractive index, transmittance, and in a magnetic field, field intensity, flux density, magnetic movement, permeability. So in electric voltage, current, charge, resistance, capacitance, polarization. Then MEMS actuators. An actuator is a device that converts an electrical signal into an action. So it can create a force to manipulate itself. So other mechanical devices or the surrounding environmental to perform some useful function. So here sensor will convert that whatever physical quantity into electrical signal, and actuator will convert that electrical signal into the action by that the MEMS device. Then let us focus on the history of the MEMS. So early in 1950s, the history of that the MEMS was started. So in 1958, silicon strain gauges commercially available. Then after that, in 59, there is a plenty of room at the bottom. Richard Feynman gives a milestone presentation at California Institute of Technology. He issues a public challenge by offering $1,000 to the first person to create an electrical motor smaller than 1/4 of an inch. Means whatever the inch, that as compared to that, or considering with respect to that, 1/64 size smaller electrical motor. So in 1960s, first silicon pressure sensor demonstrated, and in 1967, invention of surface micromachining. Westinghouse creates the resonant gate field effect transistor, that is RGT. So that description use of sacrificial material to feed. So micromechanical devices from the silicon substrate. In 1970, first silicon accelerometer demonstrated. 1979, first micromachined inject nozzle is developed, and in 1980s early first experiment in surface micromachined silicon. Then in late 1980s, micromachining leverages microelectronics industry, and widespread experimental and documentation increases the public interest. In 1982, disposable blood pressure transducer is introduced, and in 1982, silicon as a mechanical material, that is instrumental paper to entice the scientific community, reference for material properties, and etching data for the silicon. In 1982, LIGA process is implemented for fabrication, and in 1988, first MEMS conference is taken. Then in 1990, methods of micromachining aimed toward improving sensors. In 1992, MNC starts the multi-user MEMS processor, with MEMS, sponsored by Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. In 1992, first micromachined in. Then in 1993, first surface micromachined accelerometer was sold. In 1994, deep reactive iron etching is patented. And in 1995, BioMEMS rapid development. Then in 2000, MEMS optical networking component become big business, and now in 2020 there are tremendous use of that the MEMS everywhere, that the MEMS devices are used in home appliances also. We don't know the much use of that, but they have implemented in a home appliances also. Then here some MEMS applications are listed. So in an automotive area, so the MEMS internal navigation sensor, then air conditioning compressor sensor, then brake force sensor and suspension control accelerometer is developed. Then fuel level and vapor pressure sensors, airbag sensor, as well as the intelligent tires are, so these are the applications in a automotive area. Then in electronics, disk drive heads, inkjet printer heads, projection screen, televisions, earthquake sensors, avionics pressure sensor, then mass data storage system. These are the application in a electronic field. Then in a medical field also there are various applications. So for example, blood pressure sensor, muscle stimulators and drug delivery systems, implanted pressure sensor, prosthesis, miniature analytic instruments, then pacemakers. And in a communication system, fiber optic network components, RF relays, switches and filters, projection displays in portable communication devices and instrumentation. Again, in voltage controlled oscillators, then splitters and couplers and tunable lasers, the MEMS systems are used. And it's very much applications in a defense. So munitions guidance, then surveillance, arming systems, embedded sensors, data storage and aircraft control. So in every area there is a huge amount of the application of the MEMS. So in this session we have started the first chapter of our syllabus, and the first chapter is Introduction to MEMS. So in this session we have seen that the what is mean by MEMS, how it will be defined technologically, what are the advantages of that, which parts are included most in a MEMS, then history of the MEMS as well as the applications of the MEMS. Then in the next session we are going to continue with the next content of the chapter. Thank you.